Support for Sportspage is provided by First Central Bank, full-service banking from 6 locations in Warrensburg, Holden, Higginsville, and Odessa. More information is available on their Facebook page or at the website firstcentral.net. Member FDIC. By the University Store. The University Store is the official headquarters for Mules and Jennies emblem clothing, gifts, and UCM memorabilia. Books, office supplies, art supplies, and more are available at the University Store, located on the lower floor of the Elliott Union on the UCM campus in Warrensburg. And promotional support for Sportspage is provided by 1450 Cocoa and 98.5 The Bar. 1450 Cocoa and 98.5 The Bar, the radio home of University of Central Missouri Athletics. Mules basketball made it back-to-back MIAA titles for the first time in 28 years. And Jennies basketball earned the right to play for an MIAA title last night. Coming up next on the Central Missouri Sports Page, we'll visit with Mules basketball coach Kim Anderson about his squad that cut down some nets this week. And we'll visit with Jennies basketball coach Dave Slifer after his 13th ranked Jennies got a big win and some help to set up a Saturday night showdown in the Sunflower State. In our Sports Page Spotlights, we'll look back at UCM's 22nd Annual Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So stay tuned. Your weekly inside look at UCM Mules and Jennies sports is next. Just one game remains in the regular season, and the Mules have already wrapped up a share of the MIAA title. It's the first back-to-back MIAA titles for Mules basketball in 28 years. The Mules are 19-6, 13-4 in the league, and they've still got a lot to play for as we head to Washburn Saturday night and then the postseason. Joining us now to talk Mules basketball is head coach Kim Anderson. Coach A, welcome back to the show.
Jonesy, good to be here after a break. It's a little winter weather here.
25 inches of snow here in the Berg, but we're back for Sports Page, and boy, your basketball team has fought through that snow and made their way to the multi to practice, and then last night earned a conference championship, the 5th in your 11 years. Congratulations on that. And I know with this group of seniors, you've challenged them to make some history of their own. They did it last night. First back-to-back conference titles for Mules basketball in 28 years. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was great for our guys. You know, you came up with that stat a couple of days ago, and it certainly was worthwhile to use for them because, you know, it was a chance for them to make history. This team had won a share of a conference title a year ago. And, you know, we've certainly had our challenges this year, you know, from a basketball standpoint. But for them to be able to come back, you know, go through a 3-game losing streak, recover to win 4 in a row, and to gain a share of the title is certainly a great tribute to them and how hard they've worked over the past, you know, 4 or 5 months.
That's the MIAA. You've wrapped up a share of that title. Now let's talk NCAA tournament. You're 4th in the regional rankings released late yesterday. Top 8 teams from the Central Regional make the NCAA tournament at the end of the year. So you're in a good position. But when those AQs steal those bottom spots from conference tournaments, you don't want to be hanging down there in that bottom half. So it's a good place to be. Tough to stay there, and you want to stay there.
Well, I think I agree with you. I think with the exception of the top 2 teams, which I think is Minnesota State and Winona State, you know, I think from 3 through about 15, you know, it's really, really tight. So every game has its importance, and you know, we talk about as a team, every possession's important, and you can't take a possession off, and you can't be sloppy or anything else. And so I think this is, you know, you got the game Saturday. That's huge because Washburn's number 5 in the region, and then of course you got the conference tournament. And while we got our conference tournament going on, the Northern Sun has already started their conference tournament, which carries an automatic bid. And then the Great American Conference is starting theirs next week. They don't have an automatic bid, but certainly they have a committee with some sentiment probably to have one of their teams in. And right now they have one of their teams in anyway. So, you know, every game, every play is going to be very important.
Well, let's go back, talk about the beginning of this week. Tough challenge going down to Bolivar to take on an SBU team that can really shoot it, especially at home. And your guys put together a tremendous offensive performance, winning 108-91.
Well, I thought we played well in the first half. I thought we did a good job defensively. I'm talking more defense than offense. And then in the second half, I think we're just hooping. You know, I think we were going up and down the floor. We had a 27-point lead. You know, basically stayed between 20 and 27 until right at the end. And you know, they shot 75% from the field in the second half, which is, you know, that's unacceptable. But by the same token, I understand the nature of the game. It's a game of getting up and down the floor. You know, they shot the ball from 3, they took it to the hole, and we did the same thing. So, you know, we built a lead. We did a great job in the first half, and then we just went out and played. You know, it was kind of like a nothing to, don't want to take anything away from intramurals, but it was like a, you know, a well-played intramural game in the second half.
So that set up the big game last night at home, chance to win a share of the conference title back-to-back, first time in 28 years, 5th of the Kim Anderson era, 23rd in program history, 10 more than any other active MIAA member. Final home game for 8 seniors, going for an undefeated season at home, 193rd and final regular season matchup with Truman in the MIAA. They leave next year, so all kinds of storylines, and your guys stepped up again last night and got the job done.
Well, we really did. You know, I thought in the first half we did a great job toward the end of the half of kind of distancing ourselves a little bit and giving us some good momentum at half. Now, this guy did a nice job, Alex Dean. Matt Webb got hurt in warm-ups, ironically, and he's probably going to be out for an extended period of time with a pulled hamstring. And Dean stepped in and really did a good job.
There's Widget, who's really shooting the ball well right now.
Yeah, shot the ball well from 3. That had good rhythm to it, and of course we know this guy can shoot it when he gets open.
And he got in foul trouble last night. He's been scoring 29, 29, 26 a game, but guys stepped up for him.
Yeah, you know, he didn't play but about 22 minutes, and the other guys stepped up and did a good job. Chuck Hammer came in, did a great job playing that spot. And there's a guy who had a really good game, Zach Bush. And not only from the offensive standpoint, but of course defensively, he certainly changes some shots. There's a great play by Alex again.
And again, you lost 5 fouls too, in essence, with Webb. And boy, Bush and Dean very good on defense. I think Bush had 4 or 5 blocks in the game.
Yeah, there's a guy that's shooting the ball. John Gillum has come into his own here in the past 2 or 3 weeks, and really playing with a lot of energy, and as is Chuck Hammer, takes it from coast to coast.
Chuck Hammer, 20 points, 11 boards last night. His best game as a Mule. He also had 4 blocks and 3 steals. And again, you're facing a tough Truman team. Dean just going into the lane. He had a double-double last night with 12 points and 11 rebounds. And right now working on the spacing, getting everybody in the right positions, and kick it out to Gillum. 11 of his last 16 from 3.
Yeah, he's knock on wood, he's certainly shooting the ball well, and got a lot of confidence there. Chuck makes a great play, taking it to the hole, and didn't get called, didn't get the and one, but took it hard and then made the basket.
And he didn't try to dunk that. He laid it up, made sure he was going to make it for you there, Coach.
He's probably tired, you know, late in the game or late in the first half.
Up 10 at halftime, message to the team.
Well, we said, hey, we got to continue to do a good job defensively, and I'm not sure they heard that message, because we didn't do a great job on our driving to the hole defense, but I thought our three-point defense was good. They were 1 for 19, and if they can't get those, it's hard for them to score. I mean, they're not going to score enough points. They rely a lot on their three-pointer. Good steal.
Just had some trouble here, but Dean stayed with the play. Boom.
Stayed with it, got it, and was able to get another basket.
And really never let Truman become a part of this game. We're seeing a lot of offensive highlights. Great play there by Damo, but again, you just shut them down from the perimeter. Yeah,
they made a run, got it back to 5, but then Zach Bush and Chuck took over and, on the defensive end, creating some offense off of defense, which enabled us to get some easy bats. Great pass right there, great cut by Widget.
That is a great pass from a post player. Down low on the cut to Widget, and there's a play by Bush, just kind of a plastic man under the bucket, right side, left hand.
Yeah, we all laughed. We hadn't seen that. There's a good play by Chuck taking it to the hole again.
I think you better just get out of the way of that if you're a defender.
He'll just go over you, I think.
He will
Great
run
play
over.
here by Ryan. Ryan struggled a little bit shooting, but hung in there and played very, very physical defensively and made a nice move there. There's Dean again with a nice pass from Gillum.
Dean, one of those 8 seniors going for the undefeated season and back-to-back championships. John Gillum, whack. That is perfect.
Right in stride, and that's the thing he's doing now. He's getting it in stride, and guys are doing a good job of finding him, and there's a great move by Chuck.
He was strong to the rim all night.
Yeah, and he's hard to stop. He's hard to stop when he gets going.
Big play there by Bush. Count it. Chance for the three-point play. Then there's the big steal and layup. They got to within 5. He quickly stretched it back to 10, then 12 on a nice 7-0.
Yeah, those two guys, Zach and Chuck did a great job of creating some offense off of our defense, and Lance hits a big shot there to give us a double-digit lead.
And Lance, one of your 8 seniors, a rock-solid game. Look at this tape. He is so strong. Best rebounding guard in the league, too.
No question. We tried to get him in that position where he could do that a little bit more.
And this is very late in the game, and there you see Hammer grab that last rebound. Look at this smile. I'm an MIAA champ. And the Mules cut down the nets at the multi-purpose building. Mules and Jennies, first ever undefeated season at home in multi-history as the Mules win back-to-back conference crowns for the first time since 83-84, 84-85. And there's a picture that's worth everything to you.
Well, it is, and that's why we play. And I'm really happy for these guys because they got the opportunity to cut the nets down and played well for the most part against a team that's certainly dangerous, can certainly do some things, and really, really happy for the guys because they've worked hard. And we've had our challenges, like we said earlier, and we've had some injuries and different things happen, and they've responded. And the main message now is, hey, we're not done. We have an equally important game Saturday at Washburn, but I felt like they deserve this chance to cut the net down, and certainly a great crowd. The weather was not the best, and really appreciate all those people that came out last night.
Yeah, I think it speaks a lot to Central Missouri. 25 inches of snow and 2,200 people there. And if the weather was perfect, we'd have had another couple thousand there, but still a great crowd. Let's take a look at the conference standings, and it's great to see Central Missouri at the top of those league standings. 15-team MIAA. Look at all those teams. Look at you at the top. Now, Fort Hays and Washburn could still claim a share of the crown. Hays will host Lincoln and try to finish 13-5. Washburn plays Emporia State tonight. If they win, they'll be playing you on their senior night for a share of the conference crown. But you're the only one up there that's taken care of that conference championship, and you've also pushed yourself right to Kansas City, get a bye in the MIAA tournament.
Yeah, this league, when you look at it with all those teams out there, it's really, I think, a great accomplishment for the young men that they could come out at least with a share of it, and hopefully we'll win on Saturday and we can be the outright champs. Anytime you do that with 15 teams, that's certainly a great accomplishment.
We go to Washburn on Saturday night. It's a 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock doubleheader. MIAA TV games of the week on KSMO-TV 62 out of Kansas City. Check the MIAA.com for affiliates, but if you want to head to Topeka, and we'd love to have you there, sitting behind the Mules and the Jennies bench, it'll be replayed at 9 p.m. on Sunday night on KMOS-TV. But boy, oh boy, Washburn, a good team. It's their senior night. If they win tonight, they're playing for a crown. You are going to get their best shot Saturday night. There's really no question about it.
Well, I've said from day one they're the best team in the league, and I haven't changed. I think that, based on what they did last year, and we shared the league with them last year, but they went further in the national tournament, and they have their whole team back, and they have the best player in the league, and Will McNeil back. He's just been phenomenal lately. Watched him the other night play Fort Hays, and just dominated the game. So we certainly have challenges. Going over there is always tough. Great environment in Topeka, great crowd, and I hope we get a lot of people over there too. But I'm excited to go over there and play, and I'm a lot more excited having a one-game lead, believe me, than going over there and being tied or one behind. So we've gone over there before and been one behind and been fortunate to win. So that's why you play. This is late February, early March now, and when you're still playing for something, that's a tremendous feeling. When you're not playing for anything, that's a bad feeling, But guys still look forward to coming to practice and learning and getting better, and they have a chance to win. We go into the conference tournament, and hopefully we'll make the national tournament. So there's a lot of basketball left to play.
Yeah, and quickly before we let you go, after the trip to Washburn, It's a Friday game in Kansas City at Municipal Auditorium on Friday, March 8th. The Mules, no, you play on Thursday, March 7th this year. So Thursday, March 7th for the men, Friday, March 8th for the women. Our teams have already locked up spots, so you'll play next Thursday in Kansas City. One thing we know for sure, we'll have a great crowd, a lot of alumni in the Kansas City area. It's a great event. We encourage you to get up there if you can. Tickets are on sale in the multi-ticket office, 9 to 4 every day, $50 for the all session on campus, or $65 if you wait till KC, and you know you're going to get a great first round opponent on Thursday.
Yeah, and you know, it's not like in the past where, you know, you're playing the 1 versus 8. It may be the 8th place team, but it'll be a good team, because you looked at those standings a few minutes ago and you saw all those teams with double-digit wins in the MIAA. I mean, you know, we have 13, but you got 12, 11, 10, and so whoever we play is going to be a tough game, and but it'll be exciting to go up there and play. We haven't done well up there the last couple of years, so hopefully we can go up there and win one or two.
So Saturday at Washburn to try to win the title outright, and then Thursday, folks, in Kansas City. Thursday, March 7th for the Mules. Hope you can get up there and cheer on the Mules. Coach A, congratulations on the MIAA championship and continued luck down the stretch.
All right, thanks, Jonesy.
Coming up next here on Sports Page, we'll look back at the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. That's next right here on KMOS-TV.
Why is sky the limit when there's footprints on the moon?
Stay with me. Over.
I'm the first one in my family to graduate from high school.
Fernando Artemio Parras.
It's an exciting time, but it's just the beginning.
I can do this. I can do anything.
Hi, I'm Galen Doty.
And I'm Wes Hinches. We invite you to join us right here on Agri-Legacy.
Our mission is to help you pass your legacy to the next generation the best way possible.
That's Agri-Legacy right here on KMOS-TV.
Thank you for watching KMOS Channel 6.1, Sedalia, Warrensburg.
And welcome back to Sports Page here on KMOS-TV, Missouri PBS. In this Sports Page Spotlight, we'll look back at the 22nd Annual UCM Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony held Saturday, February 16th in the Sandra Temple Elliott Union Ballroom on the UCM campus. For a few words of welcome and congratulations to our Hall of Fame class, please welcome UCM Athletic Director and Missouri Sports Hall of Famer, Jerry Hughes.
Thanks, Shawn, and welcome to another great event, another great Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We've got an outstanding class for you again this year, and each fall as the selection committee meets, our job gets more and more difficult.
And I think it's important for us to acknowledge just for a moment the real reason that we're here. And that's to focus our attention on producing the very best experience for our current student athletes and our total student body, and how important intercollegiate athletics is to that fact.
And now, if we're ready, Let's do it. Let's meet the class of 2013. Today, we increased the UCM Hall of Fame membership to 197 individuals and 53 teams. Our first inductee for the class of 2013 is Rick Gosnell. Today, one of the most prolific scorers in the 108-year history of Mules basketball enters this Hall of Fame with the induction of Rick Gosnell. The Paris, Illinois native was an outstanding high school player and an All-American at Lakeland Junior College in Mattoon, Illinois, when he joined the Mules in 1974. His coach that first season in Warrensburg was Jim Campen, a man who liked to play at a frenetic pace. As a matter of fact, the 74-75 Mules established a conference record that still stands, averaging 96 points per game. That may never be broken. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Central Missouri Athletic Hall of Fame one of the most prolific scorers in Mules basketball history, Rick Gosnell. Our next inductee for the class of 2013 is Rachel Adams. Rachel Adams was an outstanding shortstop for Jennies softball who hit for power and average. She joined the Jennies in 2006 from Merrimack Community College and played for 2 UCM Athletic Hall of Famers, Risa Summerall and Susan Anderson. Rachel owns 2 career records and 4 single-season records in Jennies softball history, and today the 6th All-American and first-team All-American in program history, becomes the 8th Jennies softball player to receive UCM's highest athletic honor with induction into the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame. In 2006, Rachel set a new school record with 16 homers and also 121 total bases. Her 16 homers are 3 more than any other Jennies player has ever smashed in a season. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Central Missouri Athletic Hall of Fame the all-time leader in batting average in Jennies softball history, Rachel Adams. Rachel, please come forward. Our next inductee for the class of 2013 is David Goodwin. Today, David Goodwin becomes the 18th player in the amazing history of Mules baseball to enter the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame. He was a 2-time All-American at first base for Mules baseball, earning first-team All-American honors in 1998 and third-team honors in 1997. Goodwin was a 2-time first-team All-MIAA and All-Region selection. The St. Thomas Aquinas product was an outstanding 2-year player at Johnson County Community College before signing with Hall of Famer Brad Hill's Mules, and he made an immediate impact on the hard-hitting, highly successful 97 and 98 teams that won MIAA and regional championships. Goodwin was the co-MIAA Most Valuable Player in 98. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hall of Fame a 2-time All-American first baseman for Mules baseball, David Goodwin. Our next inductee into the Hall of Fame is Roderick Green. Today, the highest NFL draft pick in Mules football history and the 10th All-American in program history enters the Hall of Fame. At 6'2", 240, Rod Green was a rare combination of size, speed, and strength at the DN position for the 02 and 03 Mules of head coach Willie Fritz. Despite constant double and triple teams and teams running away from him, Rod became just the 6th Mule in 109 seasons to twice earn All-American honors. In 02, the Brenham, Texas native helped the Mules to the first Division II playoff appearance in school history and a then-school record 10 wins. In 03, Rod helped the Mules win the MIAA title for the first time in 15 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hall of Fame the 10th first-team All-American and highest NFL draft pick in Mules football history, Roderick Green. Rod was committed to co-sponsoring a youth football clinic in Houston, Texas today, so I think it's a pretty good excuse. He's down teaching kids the game in Houston this weekend, so accepting the honor on his behalf is his defensive coordinator and defensive line coach, Chuck Clemens. Our next inductee into the Hall of Fame is Becky Howe Craddock. It's hard to be an All-American. It's even harder to be an All-American more than once. And to do it 5 times, twice in volleyball and 3 times in track and field, while also earning multiple academic honors, well, that's the epitome of Hall of Fame worthy. Becky Howe was all the things a coach dreams of: a terrific athlete, a hard worker, smart, a good leader, and the ultimate team player. In volleyball, the Lee Summit North product was named the MIAA and Regional Freshman of the Year in 2002, thanks to terrific offense and defensive play, ranking 5th in the MIAA in blocks per game and 9th in hitting percentage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hall of Fame a 2-time All-American in volleyball and a 3-time All-American in track and field, Becky Howe Craddock. Our next inductee into the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame is Plamen Paskalev. Plamen Paskalev was one of the highest profile recruits in Central Missouri athletic history when Coach Robin Ursuline convinced him to come to the United States and wrestle for the Mules in 2002. A 12-time Bulgarian national champion and a 7-time world team member, Plamen wrestled for Bulgaria and finished 4th in the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta and 16th at the 2000 Olympics in Sydney. Paskalev also placed 5 other times at the World Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hall of Fame a 3-time All-American and the only undefeated national champion in Mules wrestling history, Plamen Paskalev. Plamen, please come forward. Ten individuals, 1 group, and 2 teams were enshrined into the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame on the 16th. A little bit later on in the show, we'll look at part 2 of the Hall of Fame Spotlight. Coming up next on Sports Page, we'll take a look back at how Central Missouri's winter and spring sports teams performed this past week, and we'll visit with Jennies basketball coach Dave Slifer. That's on the way when Sports Page continues right after this.
My granddaughter is named June Elizabeth, but I call her Junebug. My hope is to teach her about kindness and about the love of animals and nature. I want Junebug to have the same opportunities I had by watching PBS. My husband and I feel so strongly about our PBS station that we've included them in our estate plan. PBS is part of our values, and we want to pass it on to the next generation.
Load up your golf clubs, grab your spikes, and head out to the first tee. As our way of saying thank you for your financial contribution at the $50 level or higher, KMOS will send you a member card. In addition to great discounts at restaurants, attractions, and bed and breakfast all across Missouri, the member card also offers 2-for-1 greens fees at several Missouri golf courses. Improve your swing while taking in beautiful lake vistas. Or experience the Rumble at America's only golf course above an active mine. Take your game to the next level by playing around on us. Call 1-800-753-3436 and support KMOS-TV, Missouri PBS. Thank you.
You're watching KMOS Channel 6.1, Sedalia, Warrensburg.
And once again, thanks for watching Sports Page here on KMOS-TV. Coming up in just a moment, we'll visit with Jennies basketball coach Dave Slifer. But first, let's take a look at how the Mules and Jennies performed this past week. And we start with the track and field program. They hosted the MIAA Indoor Championships last weekend at the Multi. The Mules, congratulations to them. They won their 6th straight MIAA Indoor title, with Lavin Cialo earning the High Point Award for the 3rd straight year. The Jennies finished in 3rd, with #1 ranked Lincoln winning the women's title. Zoe Sharplin won the pentathlon with the 3rd best total in Division II this year. 11 UCM track and field student athletes have qualified for the upcoming NCAA Division II Indoor Championships in Birmingham, Alabama. The Mules wrestling team finished in 9th place at the NCAA Super Regional in Ashland, Ohio last weekend. The Mules had 3 place finishers. Clarence Neely placed 5th at 184, Nick Vitarisi 5th at 149. Eric Mateo qualified for the upcoming national championships in Birmingham with a 3rd place finish at 141 pounds. Jennies basketball will play for a share of their first MIAA title since 1995-96 Saturday night at 5th-ranked Washburn after a 58-56 win over number 25 Truman last night. The Jennies are 22-3. They're 14-3 in the MIAA, 1 game behind the Washburn Lady Blues. The Gens are ranked 2nd in the region. Washburn is ranked number 1. So a huge game coming up on Saturday. Joining us now to talk about all the scenarios in this past week is Jennies head coach Dave Slifer. Coach Slifer, welcome back to the show.
Good to be here, Jonesy.
Tumultuous week for the Jennies. Tough road loss, but then you bounce back and you get a big win over number 25 Truman, get some help from Emporia State, and what do you know, we're playing for a conference title on Saturday.
Well, as down as we were after the game on Saturday, we have reason to be optimistic now. And great job for Emporia to beat Washburn. Washburn's strung around about 10 in a row, I think it was. So gives us a chance to share a conference title if we can go to Washburn and get the W.
I know a lot of people out there watching were at the game, or they've heard, you know, Kiana Flax, obviously one of the best players clearly to ever wear the Jennies uniform, injured late in the game last night. How is she doing today?
She won't practice today. We'll evaluate her on Friday. She does go to the doctor Friday. She feels much, much better today. She took a tough fall. I mean, it was a hard fall. The fact is, it's even hard to watch it on video. It's so hard. But she says, Coach, I'm feeling great today, so I'll be ready to go.
Let's go back real quickly to last Saturday, then we'll get to good news. You go to Bolivar. It was their senior night. They played with a lot of emotion, and honestly, we just couldn't get the ball in the bucket. Just a tough night.
Well, 3 of our last 4 games we've been in the 50s, so we have not shot the ball very well and shot it very poorly from the three-point line. So we've got to find some ways to score, and obviously when you go to Washburn, that's historically a very, very hard place to score at. So we're going to have to get a few new sets and see if we can get some people rolling.
Got to credit your team. I mean, you're 21-3, which is great coming into the game last night, but you lose that game, maybe surprisingly, at SBU, and now you're staring at having to host number 25 Truman, a team that beat you earlier this year in Kirksville, then go to number 5 Washburn, and so it kind of looks as tough as it can be in the MIAA. But your ladies found a way to get it done last night.
Well, we did, and you know, the league's about as good as it's ever been this year. I think we're deeper. We've got 6 or 7 high-quality teams that have had a tendency to win at home, and everybody's struggled a little bit on the road. So, no, the game at SBU is not one that we were real proud of, but you know what? We've dodged a bullet a lot this year and found ways to win. We just didn't have that magic on that particular night.
Well, let's go back to last night. You host number 25 Truman, a top 25 matchup at the Multi. Jennies ranked number 2 in the region, Truman number 5. Senior night and tremendous start for your team. Really got after Truman defensively the first half.
Well, I thought we played defense all night long finally. I mean, this Truman team finds a lot of different ways to score. What I liked about us in the first half is look at Nicole here is just take it to the rim, and it looks like we were taking it to the rim at will. Unfortunately, in the second half, the same thing didn't happen for us, and they started sagging in a lot more. And when you go 1 for 12 from the 3, it makes it a little bit tougher to stretch the defense out.
Nice assist.
That's unbelievable. That's a big-time play right there where she goes behind the back and finds Nicole. So Kiana's just, it's a pleasure to coach her. I mean, she texted me this morning already and said, hey, Coach, congratulations on 550. There's going to be plenty more after that. And I had to text her back saying, Kiana, it's just a pleasure to coach you.
Yeah, she is something else, and hope folks can get to Washburn or Kansas City as the Jennies will play on Friday, March 8th in KC, and there's Nicole Cadell. I mean, she had a dream first half for a senior night, didn't she?
She sure did, and she just kept taking it to the hole and making the right play, and it was fun to watch, and we thought we were out of our offensive doldrums after that, but unfortunately it didn't. You know, we couldn't make free throws. You can't make threes. It's tough to score a lot of points when you play it the way we did in the second half.
Brianna Lewis got off to a good start offensively. You know, at Truman in the loss, Cadell and Flax were really good offensively. Lewis struggled. Against a good team, you got to have the big 3 going, and she stepped up last night in double figures.
Yeah, she did. She struggled a lot. I don't know if she wasn't feeling that well last time we played Truman, but it wasn't the normal Bree Lewis. And she not only did she take some tough shots, but whenever she takes tough shots, that puts the ball out of the hands of Flax and Cadell. And so she's had to watch that tape a few times, and she understood what she needed to do differently.
Pretty play there. Erin Redmond, one of the 2 seniors, finding Flax down low.
No, Erin can break some people down. She does a great job of getting to the rim and finding. There's Bree Watley, who struggled against SBU, and sure good to see her come back and play with some confidence last night.
She's a real key part of this team as we head down the stretch.
Absolutely, and there's another key right there, Simone Murray, who comes in off the bench and has finally found the stroke again and has really taken the ball to the hole and making some good basketball plays.
Yeah, it was great to see her getting comfortable again on the offensive end, and there's Lewis who can break down anybody off the dribble. That's a tremendous play.
That's a tough play to make. You don't see too many women make that play where it's a jump stop and split two people and then go up with a strong jumper like she did.
And there's Simone, who takes it to the rim with confidence. And again, another one of those key players. You know, you talk about the big three, but you got to have these role players stepping in and stepping up. She gave you big minutes last night.
No, she did. And she's going to have to, give us big minutes against Washburn. Pending Flax is just how much she can go against Washburn, and we need somebody that's able to score. And they're a team that Washburn, again, that has always been one of the top defensive teams in the country. They have struggled on offense. They just do not have a bunch of scores, but they've been able to beat everybody because they just are relentless defensively.
And Truman, also a pretty solid team. They're one of those teams that's tough to put away. And your team did a good job of staying calm and focused and hanging around.
We've had plenty of practice of having a 10 to 12 point lead and having it come by the end of the game just be a couple points. And last night was just another one where we thought we should have, we were up 10, should be able to just push that to 15 and call it night. But Truman's too good, and they made good basketball plays, and they rebounded the heck out of it.
Look at Cadell staying with the play on the inside. And again, you dominated on the inside last night. You were well over, I think, plus 30 points in the paint.
Well, then they are just a tremendous three-point shooting team. I think the top three-point shooting team in the country. And we've experimented a little bit with the little triangle and two last night, trying to just isolate their two shooters and say, heck with it, we'll zone up everybody else. And, overall, it worked all right. I mean, we only ran about 5-6 possessions, but it worked all right.
And there you see a great entry, kick out, repost to Cadell for the finish. Twine doing the little things too, made a big play at the end of the game to help you.
She did. Nisi's struggled from the field ever since she had 24 big points against Central Oak. She just has struggled to make some threes and some other jumpers, but last night she had 5 big points in the second half, and then obviously came up with a big steal at the end of the game.
There you see Nicole with a 23-9 last night. Tremendous game on her senior night. Great play there by Watley. Good assist.
I tell you the strangest part about this game, Jonesy, there was 10 tired players out there and 18:50 left in the first half. After a minute and a half, everybody was just beat tired. I don't have any idea whether it's the snow. I have no clue what's going on.
Well, there you see the final numbers. 13th ranked Jennies beat number 25 Truman 58-56 on senior night. Jennies 14-0 at home this year. At this point, undefeated season for the Mules and Jennies at home, first one in multi-history. We're hoping the Jennies are back here hosting a regional, but work to be done for that. And the Jennies, with their win last night and Emporia's win over Washburn, they'll play for a share of the MIAA title Saturday night at 5 in Topeka against 5th ranked Washburn. Jennies 22-3, 14-3 in the MIAA, 13th in the country. More importantly, number 2 in the region. We didn't see the last play of the game. I do want to talk about that because Truman got a rebound after a couple of missed free throws, and they're down by 2, and they're the best three-point shooting team in America, and you're afraid, oh no, are they going to lead for the first time on a 3 at the buzzer? And Quinicia Twine came from behind, picked the basketball away, and ran out the clock.
It's a little bit scary to go ahead and try to get a steal at that time of the game. And Larry Hare, who's a good official, but has had a tendency to call a lot of calls at the end of the game. He was right down there, and he did not blow his whistle. Thank goodness. Maybe Larry's gotten a little older and better as a referee. And no, I don't know if any referee's gotten any better. Okay, I'm gonna say that right now.
Even after 550 wins in 24 years.
No, actually, Greg Small does a great job with our refs, and we've got great refs that are in our area, and we're fortunate to be in the great refereeing.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule, or at least the standings in the MIAA. First of all, look at that, 15 teams, and there you are at the top. You've already punched a ticket to Kansas City to play Friday, March 8th. You get a first-round bye, but your sights are set right now on right there at the top. Washburn, Central Missouri, share the conference championship, 1-2 in the region, Saturday night at 5. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that.
It's tremendous. And you look at that, I mean, those top 7 teams are super quality teams. I mean, Pitt State's got some huge wins, and they've been able to beat a lot of teams. And somebody, whoever gets second place, is going to have to play a Pitt State, looks like. And thank goodness, I think we got out of the Fort Hays look right now. We're about a week ago we were saying, well, there's going to be Fort Hays, a team that beat us by 45. That's who we're going to play the first round
with
of the
20 wins.
conference. Yeah. I mean, look at it. They're going to have 20 wins, and there's going to have a lot of teams with 20 wins. It's a great conference, and it's really fun to be a part of this.
And that's why you're number 2 in the region. But you can't rest on that no matter what, because it's got to be close with all these good teams.
Well, one loss can make you go a long ways away. I mean, Truman, this win at Truman with Truman is huge, because otherwise they'd go ahead of us in the region ranking, and we'd never be able to catch them. I don't care what we did, we'd never be able to catch them. Now we put ourselves in a position where we get to dictate a conference top possible title, a possible conference tournament title. So it allows us to still have that chance to host.
Let's talk about the matchup with Washburn. Saturday night, 5 o'clock, MIAA TV Game of the Week. You can watch the game on KSMO-TV 62 out of Kansas City, or go to the MIAA.com for affiliates. But we'd rather have you in Topeka sitting behind the Jennies bench, and you can watch the replay of the games, both of them, 9 p.m. Sunday night on KMOS-TV. What's your team going to have to do well? You talked about it. Washburn defends so well. Obviously, you're going to have to defend, but how do you get your offense in sync against that good defense?
Well, we're going to have to put in a few new sets, Jones, and try to get probably us up a little bit higher. I don't want to see Nicole Caudell have to play against a 6'3" kid and just try to post her up the whole time. She needs to get it from about 15, so she has the option of driving to the hole either side. And then Flax has got to be able to play. And bottom line is, we've gotten out-rebounded severely the last 2 games, and Washburn is a +10 rebound themselves. So we've got to find ways to get the ball rebounded and then go the other way.
After the Washburn game, Friday, March 8th in Kansas City, you play in the MIAA tournament. You already talked about how tough it's going to be, but what a great event, and it's great to have that first-round bye, go straight to KC. We'll have a lot of fans there, and if you're out there watching, it's a great event. $50 for a ticket in the multi-ticket office, room 100, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's a $15 savings as opposed to buying your ticket in Kansas City, and it's a lot of fun.
It is the premier conference tournament anywhere. I mean, Municipal Auditorium is a fun place to play at. Lindsay Maple never did like to play there. 2 years in a row, she was leading the country in free throw shooting. And they've got a big screen that plays all the time right behind the backboard, and she never could shoot the ball well there. And it cost her a couple of national free throw titles. But it is a fun time because you're downtown Kansas City, staying at the Marriott. It's a great experience for the fans and the players.
Well, good luck at Washburn on Saturday night at 5. You can tune it in on 1450 AM, 98.5 The Bar, FM, WarrensburgRadio.com. Watch the replay Sunday night, 9 p.m., KMOS-TV. Watch it live on the MIAA Network. But we would rather you watch it live in Topeka behind the Jennies and the Mules bench. Best of luck down the stretch. Keep it rolling.
Thanks, Jonesy.
In just a moment here on the Central Missouri Sports Page, we'll take a look at the second half of our UCM Athletic Hall of Fame Spotlight. That's next here on KMOS-TV.
It's an exciting time, but it's just the beginning.
My granddaughter is named June Elizabeth, but I call her Junebug. My hope is to teach her about kindness and about the love of animals and nature. I want Junebug to have the same opportunities I had by watching PBS. My husband and I feel so strongly about our PBS station that we've included them in our estate plan. PBS is part of our values, and we want to pass it on to the next generation.
Hi, I'm Galen Doty.
And I'm Wes Hinches. We invite you to join us right here on Agro Legacy.
Our mission is to help you pass your legacy to the next generation the best way possible.
That's Agro Legacy right here on KMOS-TV.
You're watching KMOS Channel 6.1, Sedalia, Warrensburg.
Coaching category of the Central Missouri Athletic Hall of Fame is an elite group of successful coaches who have won at a high level while teaching important life lessons to Mules and Jennies student athletes on our various fields of play. Today, Darren Hendrickson becomes the 19th inductee all-time into the coaching category of the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame. Darren Hendrickson came to Central Missouri in 2004, entering the best and worst possible situation. On one hand, he came to a program rich in tradition coming off a national championship. On the other hand, he was replacing Hall of Famer Brad Hill, who went 4-18-91 in 9 seasons at UCM and jumped all the way to the Big 12 Conference, taking the Kansas State job after winning the 2003 Division II national title. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hall of Fame a man who led Mules baseball to 3 conference titles, 3 conference tourney titles, 4 NCAA tournaments, 2 regionals, and 2 third-place national finishes, Darren Hendrickson. Darren is coaching his St. Louis University Billikens team today in Tulsa at Oral Roberts, but he is very honored and wanted me to say he is humbled and honored and thanks all of his great players that played for him that helped him earn this honor. Accepting it on his behalf today is the man that hired him, Jerry Hughes. Each year in our special recognition category, we induct people into the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame who have made a major impact on Mules and Jennies athletics. This year, 3 individuals and 1 group earn UCM's highest athletic honor. Our first inductee into the special recognition category for 2013 is Dr. Paul Engelman. As the faculty athletics representative for Central Missouri Athletics since 1981, Dr. Paul Engelman has been responsible for promoting academic integrity, institutional control of intercollegiate athletics, and facilitating the integration of athletics and academic components to the collegiate community. He has been responsible for the certification of eligibility of student athletes and served as the liaison between student athletes and the faculty at UCM while working under 5 presidents during his now 32 years as the FAR at Central Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Central Missouri Athletic Hall of Fame a man who has dedicated 32 years to UCM athletics as our faculty athletics representative and one of the most respected men in NCAA Division II, Dr. Paul Engelman. Paul, please come forward. Our next inductee into the special recognition category of the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame, class of 2013, is Richard Phillips. Richard Phillips has dedicated over 50 years of his life to UCM as a student athlete, assistant coach, alumni board member, UCM Board of Governors member, and is a goodwill ambassador throughout the Show Me State for the place where he obtained 3 college degrees. On this special day, Richard would like to thank the people of the Warrensburg community that befriended him as a student and provided work opportunities so Richard could obtain enough money to stay in school. Richard would also like to thank his kids, grandkids, wife Charlotte, as well as the UCM Board of Governors, Jerry Hughes, the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, the athletic department staff, President Ambrose, and all of the good people at UCM. Richard says he is honored and humbled to be inducted into the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame. My friend, you greatly deserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hall of Fame a man who has 3 degrees from this institution and has dedicated over 50 years of his life to UCM as a student athlete, coach, alumni board member, Board of Governors president, and ambassador, Richard Phillips. Our next inductee into the special recognition category of the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2013 is Matt Roberts. Mules Golf has become one of the elite programs in NCAA Division II with 4 straight top 10 national finishes and 3 straight MIAA titles. This rise to national prominence really began in 1990 when new head coach Tim Poe signed his first official recruit. That recruit was a hometown product who came from a highly successful program at Warrensburg High School, where he helped develop a crosstown pipeline that led to 3 Tigers playing in the Mules top 5. He hit the winning putt on the final hole of the conference championships his senior season to give the Mules their first MIAA title in over a decade. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hall of Fame a Warrensburg native who put Mules golf on the national map and has continued to give back to his alma mater, Matt Roberts. Our next inductee into the special recognition category for 2013 is actually a group. The table crew for Mules and Jennies basketball has volunteered over 150 years of service to UCM working home basketball games. This induction of the basketball table crew will enshrine individuals such as Jerry Elliott, Hewitt Donald, Marilyn Thompson, Tammy Shanks, Eugene Stillman, Clay Heischman, Jim Joyner, Dave Dufresne, Rhonda McKee, and Phil Schloop for their service over many years to UCM athletics. This table crew is a group of unsung heroes on a basketball game day here at UCM. When they do their job well, you barely notice them, and this group has done it well for many years. Some of you might even be wondering what a table crew is. Well, in essence, they do many of the most important things at a game. They keep the official scorebook that the referees consult if there's a question on fouls or number of points a team has. Believe it or not, they don't listen to Kim or Jerry or me or any of you. They actually go to the book that these people keep. Please welcome to the Central Missouri Athletic Hall of Fame, a group with over 150 years of service to UCM athletics, the table crew for Mules and Jennies basketball. Folks, come on forward. At this time, we enshrine Jerry Elliott, Hewitt Donald, Marilyn Thompson, Tammy Shanks, Eugene Stillman, Clay Heischman, Jim Joyner, Dave Dufresne, Rhonda McKee, and Phil Schloop for their service to UCM sports. In addition to these great individuals we've welcomed to the Hall of Fame today, we also have two very special teams to honor this morning. The first team we'll recognize this morning is the 94 Jennies volleyball team. The 94 Jennies volleyball team was apparently not superstitious as they captured the program's 13th consecutive MIAA title with an amazing 17-1 mark in league play. The 94 season also produced the Jennies' 8th season of 40 or more wins and their 13th consecutive season with 30 or more wins, ensuring the long-standing tradition of excellence that is still Jennies volleyball to this day continued. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hall of Fame the 1994 Jennies volleyball team. Team members, please come forward at this time. Last but certainly not least today, our next team to be inducted into the UCM Athletic Hall of Fame is the 2006-2007 Mules basketball team. The 05-06 Mules won 24 games, advanced to the regional semifinals, but 51% of the scoring from that team didn't return in 06-07. So Kim Anderson and assistants Brad Luce and Nelson Haggerty hit the recruiting trail to bring in 7 newcomers to go along with 8 returners. Coach A said before the season that success will all rely on how well this team gels. And fortunately, this team displayed a special chemistry from the beginning and put together one of the best seasons in the illustrious history of Mules basketball. The 06-07 Mules will forever be known as the team that created Mule Ball, a phrase created by Theo Jones during the season to describe the way this team turned terrific defense into fast break points on the offensive end. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Central Missouri Athletic Hall of Fame the team with the record for the most wins in school history, the 31-4 Final Four 06-07 Mules basketball team. Team members, please come forward. Once again, congratulations to our 10 individuals, 1 group, and 2 teams that made up the 2013 class of UCM Athletic Hall of Famers. The Hall of Fame induction videos are available for viewing at our UCM Athletics YouTube page, which you can access at ucmathletics.com. In just a moment, we'll tell you where all the Mules and Jennies are competing this weekend as Sportspage rolls on after this timeout.
The University of Central Missouri's MBA program in Ethical Strategic Leadership offers something new and unique to the Kansas City marketplace. We started with a blank slate and said, what is going to be of most value to the students? In the program, we're going to be emphasizing and building one's skills as an analytical thinker. And those skills are applicable to any job, any industry, any organization.
Get started at ucmo.edu/ethicalmba.
KMOS-TV salutes the many businesses and corporations that have supported this public television station. Whether it's through program underwriting, volunteer commitment, in-kind donations, program development funding, or event sponsorship, Central Missouri residents are the beneficiaries of their contributions. Kids programming, news programming, fine arts presentations, cooking shows, musical entertainment, educational programming, all enhanced and improved because of our business and corporate partners. See how your business can become involved in the support of public television and KMOS-TV. Contact me today at 573-814-9208 or Beasley at KMOS.org. Also, you can find us and like us on Facebook.
Thank you for watching KMOS Channel 6.1, Sedalia, Warrensburg.
For one final time this week and this winter sports season, welcome back to Sports Page. Before we put the finishing touches on our final show until March 21st, let's run down our upcoming schedule of events so you know where to follow the Mules and Jennies. The Mules basketball squad has wrapped up a share of the MIAA title. They'll travel to Topeka to take on Washburn Saturday night at 7 to close out the regular season. The Mules will also be playing to win the MIAA outright. The Mules are 4th in the region. Washburn is number 5. It's the MIAA TV game of the week. Visit themiaa.com for a list of affiliates. KSMO-TV 62 out of Kansas City, one of those stations carrying the game. The doubleheader will also be replayed Sunday night at 9 p.m. right here on KMOS-TV. You can catch every Mules game on 1450 Cocoa, 98.5 The Bar, WarrensburgRadio.com, and at tip-off on 90.9 The Bridge. The 13th ranked Jennies basketball team will take on 5th ranked Washburn Saturday night at 5 p.m. in Topeka for a share of the MIAA championship. Jennies going for the first conference crown since 1995-96. It's also a matchup of the number 1 and 2 teams in the region. That game also televised on the MIAA TV network, including KSMO-TV 62 out of KC, and also replayed Sunday night at 9 right here on KMOS-TV. You can listen to the game on 1450 Cocoa, 98.5 The Bar, and WarrensburgRadio.com. The Mules wrestling team will send 141-pounder Eric Mateo to the NCAA Division II National Championships in Birmingham, Alabama, March 8th and 9th. The UCM track and field team will send 7 Mules and 4 Jennies to the NCAA Division II Indoor Championships, March 8th and 9th at the D2 Sports Festival in Birmingham, Alabama. The number 1 ranked Jennies bowling team will host the Central Missouri Women's Invitational in Kansas City this Friday through Sunday. Jennies softball had the Missouri Southern invite set for this weekend, but it was wiped out due to weather. And the Mules baseball team has lost several games as well to Mother Nature. The Mules will play a 3-game series Saturday and Sunday at Northeastern State in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. The MIAA basketball tournament, as you see, coming up March 7th through the 10th at Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City. Mules and Jennies have already secured a bye straight to Kansas City. So you'll want to check out the action as the Jennies and Mules open up March 7th and 8th in Kansas City. Tickets on sale in the UCM Athletic Ticket Office, room 101 of the Multi. All session passes, good for all 14 games to KC, are $50 through the UCM Athletic Ticket Office, $65 in Kansas City or online. And don't forget, we'll have the Mules on Thursday, March 7th, the Jennies on Friday, March 8th. Post-game events will be at Dukes on Grand, just south of the Sprint Center. That's where all the UCM post-game headquarters will be. You can also purchase your single-session student or youth tickets through the UCM Athletic Ticket Office. The office is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and you can buy those tickets through the early part of next week. For more information, stop by room 100 of the Multi or call 543-4063, and we hope to see you in Kansas City. And with that, we conclude this final winter edition of the Central Missouri Sports Page. We hope you enjoyed the shows, and we invite you to tune in again March 21st when the spring season of Sports Page begins. Until then, for our entire crew, this is Shawn Jones saying thanks for watching Sports Page right here on KMOS-TV. Support for Sportspage is provided by First Central Bank, full-service banking from 6 locations in Warrensburg, Holden, Higginsville, and Odessa. More information is available on their Facebook page or at the website firstcentral.net. Member FDIC. And by Union Station, crossroads to technology, a one-stop shopping source for technology needs. Campus-compatible computers, software for Mac and PCs, and much more. Located on campus on the lower floor of the Elliott Union in Warrensburg. Union Station, crossroads to technology. And promotional support for Sportspage is provided by 1450 Cocoa and 98.5 The Bar. 1450 Cocoa and 98.5 The Bar, the radio home of University of Central Missouri Athletics.